What if the real reason your legs feel weaker each year isn't age at all, but what your body does every single night while you sleep? Picture this. For hours, your muscles are on maintenance mode, without enough raw materials, so your body quietly breaks down tissue, especially in your thighs and glutes, to keep the lights on. That is sarcopenia in plain English, a slow, invisible leak that most people don't notice until stairs feel steeper, balance feels shakier, and long walks leave them unusually tired. Why do the legs get hit so hard? They're the biggest, most energy-hungry muscles you own. If your body runs short on amino acids overnight, it taps the largest reservoir first. Over the years, that shows up as smaller quads and glutes, a lower stride power, and more wobble when stepping off a curb. In daily American life, you notice it when lugging groceries up to a third-floor apartment, rising from a low couch without using your hands, or getting out of a sedan after a long drive. Simple moves suddenly feel like a workout. The sneaky part is that it's not dramatic at first. It's 10 extra seconds to stand up, one more rest on the stairs, a little more effort to keep pace on a walk with friends. But compounded across months, it turns into real functional loss, higher fall risk, and a hit to independence. Here's the better story. Nighttime can be your muscle's most productive shift, as long as amino acids are available while growth and repair signals are peaking. When you give your body the right kind of protein at the right time, it's like putting skilled workers on the night crew with all the materials they need. The payoff looks practical. Steadier balance while carrying laundry downstairs, more confidence stepping into the bathtub, and the strength to pop up from the yard after kneeling to pull weeds. If this clicks with you, there's more where it came from. Subscribe to Healthy Life 24/7 for practical, step-by-step strategies that turn sleep into strength. Have questions or a personal experience? Drop them in the comments. I read them and answer. If you find this helpful, give it a like and share it with someone who wants stronger legs. Think of nighttime like a 12-hour road trip with no gas stations. If your last protein hit was at dinner, your muscles run out of fuel by midnight. That's the first culprit. Long overnight fasting. After about 6 hours without amino acids, your body shifts from building to salvaging. And the easiest parts to salvage are big engines like your quads and glutes. You feel it the next day as jelly legs on the stairs, or that "why am I so wobbly" moment when you step off a bus. The second culprit is lopsided protein distribution. Many Americans get a tiny sprinkle at breakfast, a bagel and coffee, a modest lunch, half a turkey sandwich, and then a mega protein dinner. Your muscle machinery can't bank a huge evening windfall. It works best with steady deliveries every 4 to 6 hours. A real-life reset looks like this: 25 to 30 grams at breakfast, Greek yogurt plus eggs; 30 to 35 grams at lunch, chicken and quinoa bowl; 30 to 35 grams at dinner, salmon plus veggies; and a targeted pre-bed protein. Midday errands feel easier because your legs aren't running on fumes. If practical, simple, evidence-based tweaks like this help you, subscribe to Healthy Life 24/7 so you don't miss the next steps. Culprit 3 is the don't eat before bed myth. That advice mostly applies to sugary snacks and heavy, greasy meals. A measured serving of the right protein can actually support repair without spiking blood sugar or packing on fat. Think cottage cheese with cinnamon or warm skim milk with a pinch of turmeric, light, digestible, and purpose-built for the night shift. Finally, poor sleep quality sabotages everything. Deep sleep is when your body releases growth signals. Skimp on it and you waste good protein. A quiet, cool bedroom around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, a consistent lights out and screens off 60 minutes before bed make your pre-sleep protein work harder. If reflux is an issue, elevate the head of your bed and choose slower digesting options. Questions about your own routine? Comment below, I'll be reading. And if this clarified a few myths, give it a like and share with a friend who trains or is over 50. For years, many people have avoided late-night eating out of fear it would stick to the waistline. But proteins don't behave like pizza or ice cream before bed. Unlike carbs and fats, amino acids can't be stored for later. Your body uses them right away for repairing tissue, producing enzymes, and building muscle. That's why the right pre-bed protein isn't a ticket to weight gain. It's a tool for nighttime recovery. Here's where it gets even more interesting. Protein digestion actually burns more calories than any other macronutrient. The thermic effect means your body uses extra energy just to break down and metabolize protein. So while you're asleep, your metabolism is a little busier, torching more calories than it would have without that evening serving. For example, studies show a 30 to 40 gram protein dose before bed can increase nighttime calorie burn by up to 15%. In everyday terms, that's like taking a brisk 15-minute walk without leaving your bed. Protein also supports better sleep quality, something people rarely connect. Certain amino acids, like tryptophan, feed into serotonin and melatonin pathways, helping your brain relax into deeper sleep. Think of it like fueling both your muscles and your nervous system at once. A glass of warm skim milk with cinnamon, for instance, not only feeds your muscles but helps you drift off more smoothly. Many older adults who wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. notice more restful, continuous sleep when they add the right protein before bed. And unlike the spike and crash of carbs, Protein releases amino acids steadily, avoiding nighttime sugar swings that can cause restlessness. Imagine replacing that 2 a.m. bathroom break and tossing-turning session with 7 uninterrupted hours, waking up refreshed and stronger. That's the kind of domino effect a small dietary shift can create. Fewer cravings in the morning, steadier energy, and a real difference in strength over time. Imagine hiring a top architect to design your dream home, only to discover there are no bricks, wood, or steel on site. That's exactly what happens in your body each night if growth hormone surges, but amino acids are missing. During the first 2 hours of sleep, growth hormone peaks. This is your body's repair and rebuild window. But without protein, the blueprint is there, and the workers are ready, yet the materials never arrive. This is why slow-release proteins are game changers. Fast proteins like whey are fantastic after a workout because they flood your bloodstream in 1 to 2 hours. But at night, that quick spike is gone long before morning. Your muscles are left waiting 6 or more hours with nothing to work with. Think of whey like a quick snack. It satisfies instantly, but it doesn't last through the night. Now picture slow-release proteins as a drip irrigation system in a garden. Casein, for example, forms a gel in your stomach and gradually releases amino acids for 6 to 8 hours straight. That means your muscles get a steady supply until sunrise. In practical life, that translates to climbing out of bed without feeling stiff, recovering faster from an evening walk, or having steadier balance when you carry groceries the next morning. Research supports this rhythm. One study found that older adults who consumed 40 grams of casein before bed had 22% greater muscle protein synthesis and 33% better recovery overnight compared to those who didn't. That's not just science. It's the difference between feeling drained at breakfast or waking up ready to take on a morning workout, gardening, or even chasing after the grandkids. Different proteins act at different speeds, so the smartest plan layers them. A mix of something moderately fast, like Greek yogurt, plus something slower, like cottage cheese, ensures both an early wave and a long tail of amino acids. It's like setting up both a starter crew and an overnight shift at your construction site. When you wake, the project has actually advanced instead of deteriorated. If you've ever taken a medication at the wrong time of day, you know the results aren't the same. Protein works the same way. Timing is everything. Eating it too early with dinner means your body has already digested most of it before deep sleep begins. Eating it too late, like right before lying down, can leave your stomach too busy, disrupting that first stage of rest when growth hormone peaks. The sweet spot, about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. For most people, that looks like a 9 to 9:30 p.m. protein snack if bedtime is around 10. That's just enough time for digestion to begin, so amino acids are available exactly when your body switches into repair mode. Think of it like prepping materials on the job site right before the construction crew arrives. When the workers show up, everything is there, ready to go. But metabolism type also makes a difference. People with a fast metabolism, those who feel hungry every few hours, process food quickly, and can eat closer to bedtime, say 45 minutes before. People with a slower metabolism who can skip meals and still feel fine digest more slowly. For them, 60 to 90 minutes before sleep is ideal, allowing digestion to get underway without causing heaviness or reflux at night. A simple way to test your type. Notice whether you wake up ravenous or can go hours without food in the morning. Timing even affects which protein works best. For example, salmon or tuna need more digestive effort, so they belong earlier in the window, an hour or more before bed. Cottage cheese or yogurt are gentler and can be taken closer to lights out. One misstep, like eating a fatty fish at 10:30 p.m., could leave you tossing instead of repairing. In American daily life, this timing tweak is surprisingly practical. If you normally relax with a TV show around 9, use that as your protein window, maybe a bowl of Greek yogurt with chia while winding down. If you're a reader before bed, prep a glass of warm skim milk about 45 minutes before you grab your book. It slips easily into routine but pays back in strength and recovery. So now the question becomes, how much protein should you actually eat before bed? Too little, and your muscles don't get enough building blocks. Too much, and your digestion works overtime, leaving you restless instead of refreshed. The research sweet spot for adults over 50 is 30 to 40 grams of protein at night. That's about the size of a full serving of Greek yogurt with chia, or a generous portion of cottage cheese with a few walnuts mixed in. But the right amount isn't the same for everyone. Body weight is a key factor. A good rule of thumb is 0.5 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight for the nighttime dose. So if you weigh 70 kilograms, around 154 pounds, that's about 35 grams. If you're more active, say you walk daily, garden vigorously, or do resistance training, you might benefit from 0.6 to 0.7 grams per kilogram. For older adults over 65, the body becomes less efficient at turning protein into new muscle, so a slightly higher intake helps offset that drop. Here's a real-life picture. A 150-pound retiree who walks the dog twice a day might aim for 35 grams of protein before bed. A 180-pound man in his 60s who still enjoys weekend cycling could target 40 grams. A 130-pound woman over 70 who does light yoga might go for 32 grams. But nighttime protein only works well if the whole day's intake is balanced. You can't skimp on breakfast and lunch, then expect one big bedtime dose to fix things. Muscles respond best to steady signals every few hours. That's why the ideal daily plan spreads protein like this: 25 to 30 grams at breakfast, 30 to 35 grams at lunch, 30 to 35 grams at dinner, and 30 to 40 grams at night. Altogether, that's about 115 to 140 grams daily, which falls into the recommended range for preserving muscle after age 50. Imagine the difference in routine. Instead of starting the day with a plain bagel, swap it for eggs and cottage cheese. Instead of a skimpy sandwich at lunch, enjoy a hearty chicken and quinoa bowl. Add salmon at dinner and finish with Greek yogurt before bed. That rhythm doesn't just fuel your night, it makes every step, lift, and bend throughout the day feel steadier and stronger. When it comes to nighttime proteins, casein is the gold standard and cottage cheese is the easiest way to get it. Casein behaves like a slow drip IV of amino acids. Once it hits your stomach, it forms a gel that digests over 7 to 8 hours. That's exactly the time window when you're asleep and your muscles are vulnerable to breakdown. Instead of running out of fuel at midnight, your legs and glutes stay fed until morning. Cottage cheese offers a practical, affordable source of casein. A 200-gram portion, about a cup, delivers around 28 to 35 grams of high-quality protein, right in the optimal range for adults over 50. It's also light enough to avoid stomach heaviness, unlike some meats or fatty fish late at night. That's why casein is especially valuable for people with a slower metabolism or those in their 60s and beyond who need digestibility plus sustained release. But quality matters. Many supermarket cottage cheese brands sneak in additives like carrageenan or added sugars. These can irritate digestion and blunt the protein's benefits. Always check the label for plain, unsweetened varieties, ideally organic. Think of it like buying lumber for a home project. If half the wood is warped or mixed with filler, the structure won't hold. Preparation can also make a big difference. Try cottage cheese with a sprinkle of cinnamon and a handful of walnuts. The cinnamon helps regulate nighttime blood sugar, while the healthy fats in walnuts slow digestion even more, extending the amino acid release. Together, it's like upgrading your protein drip system with a steady, longer-lasting flow. For many older adults, this habit becomes a bedtime ritual, a small bowl of cottage cheese enjoyed while winding down with a book or a favorite show. The payoff is subtle but powerful. You wake up without that early morning weakness in your thighs, you notice stairs feel easier, and your balance feels steadier. Over weeks and months, those small wins add up to a stronger, more independent daily life. Greek yogurt isn't just a trendy breakfast food, it's one of the most underrated nighttime proteins. What makes it special is its natural blend, about 80% casein for the slow release and 20% whey for a quick boost. That means your muscles get an immediate wave of amino acids, followed by hours of sustained support through the night. It's like hiring both a day shift and a night shift to guard your muscle mass. But the real advantage of Greek yogurt is its probiotic power. Your gut health directly affects how well you absorb and use protein. If your digestive system is inflamed or your gut bacteria are out of balance, something common after antibiotics or years of processed food, up to 40% of amino acids can be lost. Probiotics in Greek yogurt improve gut lining health, calm inflammation, and increase the efficiency of protein absorption. In practice, that means every spoonful of protein works harder for your muscles. Here's a real-world example. Carmen, age 62, had lost nearly 18 pounds, mostly muscle, in just 2 years due to digestive issues. When she started eating plain Greek yogurt with chia seeds every night, she not only regained her strength but also saw lab results showing reduced inflammation markers. Within 4 months, she reported climbing stairs without knee pain and even resuming her weekend gardening. The preparation is simple and powerful. Take 1 serving, about 250 grams, of plain, unsweetened Greek yogurt and add a tablespoon of soaked chia seeds. Tablespoons. The fiber from chia feeds probiotics, making them even more effective. It also slows digestion further, which extends the amino acid drip into the night. Some people like adding a few berries for flavor, just keep them modest to avoid a sugar spike. Greek yogurt is also a great choice for older adults managing blood sugar. Unlike sweetened yogurts or carb-heavy snacks, it stabilizes glucose levels overnight. That means fewer 3 a.m. wake-ups and more continuous deep sleep, the stage when muscles repair best. Think of it this way: every night you choose Greek yogurt with chia, you're not just feeding your muscles, you're also strengthening your gut, your immunity, and even your energy for the next day. It's a double win that helps you wake up stronger and more resilient. Hard-boiled eggs might look simple, but they're one of the most complete and efficient proteins you can eat before bed. Each egg contains all the essential amino acids in perfect proportions, earning one of the highest biological value scores of any natural food. That means your muscles can use nearly every gram for repair and rebuilding. 2 eggs provide about 12 to 14 grams of protein. To hit the nighttime target of 30 to 35 grams, you'd need around 5 or 6 eggs, which can feel heavy on the stomach right before sleep. The smarter approach is pairing 3 hard-boiled eggs with 2 tablespoons of hummus. This combo balances amino acids from animal and plant sources, making digestion smoother and more complete. Hummus also adds fiber and healthy fats, stretching out the release of amino acids through the night. Eggs carry 2 unique advantages. First, they're rich in tryptophan, the amino acid that helps your body produce serotonin and melatonin, key for relaxation and quality sleep. That means eggs don't just feed your muscles, they also help set the stage for deeper, more restorative rest. Second, they're one of the best natural sources of choline, a nutrient critical for muscle contraction and brain function. After age 50, many adults fall short on choline, which can impact both memory and strength. Eggs deliver a simple solution in a single bite. Preparation matters too. Hard-boiling eggs for 8 to 10 minutes ensures the protein is fully cooked, making it easier to digest than raw or soft-boiled eggs. For busy weeks, you can cook a dozen on Sunday and keep them ready in the fridge, portable, quick, and reliable. That way, whether you're winding down after an evening walk or finishing up a late movie, your protein is just a peel away. Imagine the difference this habit makes. Instead of waking up sore and sluggish, you start the day with steady energy, more leg strength, and sharper focus. For active adults, whether that's playing pickleball, lifting light weights, or keeping up with grandchildren, eggs offer a compact, affordable powerhouse of nighttime muscle support. Tuna probably isn't the first food you picture before bed, but it deserves a spot on the nighttime protein list, and here's why. Among common foods, tuna has one of the highest concentrations of leucine, the amino acid that acts like the on switch for muscle protein synthesis. While many proteins provide 8 to 10% leucine, tuna delivers closer to 15%. That means a single serving of tuna gives your muscles a stronger growth signal than most fancy powders or shakes. One small can, about 150 grams of tuna in water, contains 35 to 40 grams of protein and more than 3 grams of leucine, enough to stimulate muscle repair on its own. Its digestion speed is medium, not as fast as whey, not as slow as casein, which makes it perfect for bridging the early and middle hours of sleep. You get a quick boost of amino acids followed by a steady trickle for 4 to 5 hours. But tuna's power doesn't stop there. It's also rich in omega-3 fatty acids, especially when combined with other healthy fats. Omega-3s make muscle cells more sensitive to amino acids, amplifying their ability to build and repair tissue. That's why a smart bedtime combo is tuna mixed with half an avocado and a pinch of sea salt. The avocado adds fiber and healthy fats, which slow digestion and improve absorption. Plus, the creamy texture makes it lighter and more enjoyable than eating tuna straight from the can. Of course, there's one caution: mercury content. Experts suggest limiting tuna to about 3 to 4 servings per week, especially for older adults. Rotating it with salmon, chicken, or dairy proteins gives you the benefits without the risks. For everyday life, tuna is also one of the most budget-friendly proteins available. A single can costs less than a protein bar but provides more usable protein and fewer fillers. That makes it a go-to option for anyone looking to strengthen legs and preserve independence without overspending. Imagine finishing your day with this simple mix, then waking up able to carry groceries with steadier legs or climb stairs with less strain. That's the real-life payoff of choosing tuna as a nighttime ally. Sometimes the best solutions are the simplest, and a glass of warm skim milk before bed is a perfect example. Milk naturally contains both casein and whey proteins in an 80 to 20 ratio, giving you an initial quick release of amino acids followed by a slow drip that lasts through the night. That balance makes it uniquely effective for overnight recovery, especially for older adults who need steady muscle protection. But temperature plays a surprisingly big role. When milk is gently warmed, not boiling, just about 104 to 113 degrees Fahrenheit, it stimulates the release of serotonin, the calming neurotransmitter that helps prepare the body for sleep. Combine that with milk's natural tryptophan, the amino acid famous for making turkey dinners so sleep-inducing, and you've got a powerful 1-2 punch: muscle nourishment plus deeper rest. One 300 milliliter glass, about 10 ounces of skim milk, provides 25 grams of high-quality protein. Add a sprinkle of turmeric and cinnamon, and it becomes even more effective. Turmeric reduces inflammation, protecting muscle recovery, while cinnamon helps regulate blood sugar overnight. The result is similar to a golden latte, but with a clear muscle-preserving purpose. The benefits extend beyond muscle. For older adults, warm milk is gentle on digestion, adds calcium for bone health, and is far less likely to cause heaviness compared to fatty late-night snacks. In fact, a study from the University of Pennsylvania found that those who drank warm milk before bed not only built more muscle overnight, but also reported 18% better sleep quality compared to people who drank cold milk. Think about how this plays out in daily life. Instead of waking up groggy, stiff, and achy, you start your morning with energy, steadier balance, and stronger legs for everything from morning walks to carrying laundry upstairs. This isn't just folklore, it's science-backed tradition with real, practical payoff. So, next time you're winding down, skip the cookies and reach for a mug of warm, spiced skim milk. It's a small ritual with big returns: calmer sleep, stronger muscles, and better mornings. Chicken breast may not sound glamorous, but when it's boiled the right way, it becomes one of the most reliable nighttime proteins. A modest portion, about 120 grams, or roughly the size of your palm, delivers 35 to 40 grams of pure lean protein with very little fat. That's a complete amino acid profile, exactly what your muscles crave during the hours when your body naturally shifts into repair mode. But here's the catch: many people prepare it wrong. Overcooking chicken until it's dry and tough makes it harder to chew, harder to digest, and more likely to cause stomach discomfort before bed. The solution is simple, gentle boiling. Bring water with garlic, a pinch of salt, and bay leaf to a boil, then reduce the heat and simmer the chicken for just 15 to 20 minutes. The result is tender, juicy meat that your body can digest smoothly. Shredding it afterward and mixing it with a bit of broth and herbs makes it light, flavorful, and sleep-friendly. In terms of digestion speed, chicken is mid-range, slower than eggs, but faster than casein. That means it provides a steady release of amino acids for 3 to 4 hours, enough to cover a good chunk of the night. While it doesn't last as long as dairy proteins, it's excellent for people who want a clean, low-calorie source of protein that won't weigh them down. Wow. Chicken also shines for those trying to lose weight without losing muscle. Because it's so lean and filling, it keeps late-night hunger at bay while feeding muscles instead of fat stores. For older adults with a sensitive digestion, chicken is often easier on the stomach than dairy or beans. It doesn't cause bloating, lactose discomfort, or heavy fullness, making it one of the most universally tolerated choices. Practicality is another bonus. Boil a large batch on Sunday, portion it into small containers, and you've got ready-to-go nighttime meals for the whole week. No fuss, no excuses, just consistent muscle protection. Imagine the difference in your daily life. Instead of struggling with weak legs during a walk around the block, you wake up stronger, steadier, and ready to handle stairs, gardening, or even an afternoon pickleball game. That's the silent power of a humble bowl of tender boiled chicken before bed. If there's one protein that deserves the title of premium nighttime fuel, it's salmon. More than just a protein source, salmon delivers a rare combination: 35 grams of complete protein per 150-gram portion, plus a rich dose of omega-3 fatty acids. This pairing does something most proteins can't. It makes your muscle cells more sensitive to amino acids, like tuning a radio antenna to catch the signal more clearly. That means the same amount of protein produces more growth and repair. Research from the University of Washington shows people who regularly eat salmon experience 28% higher muscle protein synthesis compared to those eating other proteins with the same amino acid content. The omega-3s also reduce inflammation, which is critical after age 50 when chronic inflammation accelerates muscle loss and joint pain. For someone with arthritis or stiff knees, salmon doesn't just preserve muscle, it helps soothe the very aches that make movement harder. Timing, however, is crucial. Salmon takes more effort to digest than cottage cheese or yogurt. Eaten too late, say after 10 p.m., it can keep your digestive system busy when it should be resting, cutting into deep sleep. The sweet spot is 60 to 90 minutes before bed, giving your body time to process without disturbing rest. Preparation matters too. Gentle steaming or poaching with lemon and dill keeps it light, while frying with oils or spices makes it too heavy for late-night digestion. Yes, salmon costs more than tuna or chicken, but it's more than food. It's an investment in muscle, brain, and heart health. For older adults, omega-3s also support memory and cardiovascular resilience. Think of it as a natural supplement packed into a single meal. Imagine winding down your evening with a small portion of steamed salmon, then waking up not only with stronger legs, but also with less joint stiffness and clearer morning energy. That's the compound benefit: one meal supporting muscles, joints, and mind all at once. For anyone over 50, salmon is more than dinner. It's a strategic tool for staying independent and resilient. Across these 13 ideas, one truth becomes clear: muscle loss at night isn't inevitable, it's preventable. With the right proteins, in the right amounts, and at the right times, you can flip your body from breakdown mode into repair mode every single night. Whether it's the slow drip of cottage cheese, the gut-healing boost of Greek yogurt, the sleep-enhancing tryptophan in eggs, or the omega-3 powerhouse of salmon, each option is a tool to protect your legs, strength, and independence. For older adults, the difference shows up in everyday wins: steadier balance on stairs, more energy for walks, stronger legs for carrying groceries, and the confidence that comes with independence. Science says you can lose up to 8% of muscle per decade after 30. But with smart nutrition, you can slow, stop, or even reverse that decline. And remember, this is just half the story. Nutrition fuels the body, but movement activates it. That's why pairing these nighttime proteins with targeted exercises like resistance training or simple bodyweight moves creates a synergy that multiplies results. Together, food and exercise form a 24-hour cycle of building, not breaking. So tonight, instead of letting your body slip into silent muscle loss, give it what it needs, a carefully chosen protein. And tomorrow morning, wake up stronger, steadier, and more ready to live fully. Because no matter if you're 50, 60, 70, or beyond, your muscles are still listening. And they're ready to respond.